Yes.
Okay. Mm. Okay. So let me go for open your Anaconda Navigator. I started recording, right? Okay. So as of now, we are understood like Python basic syntax, Python data types, Python built-in functions, Python operators, right? Now this concept, which is very important. So to performing the task with some conditions, or else same task if you want to repeat multiple times, then this concept will help you. Okay. Files, batches, zero, Python basic syntax Python. Okay. Now let me have a new file. And the concept is Python control statements. Hey guys, coming to this Python control statements. So coding control statements are very important. So without control statements, you can't imagine a programming language. Okay. So what exactly the control statements? Before we understood that what exactly the control statement, we need to understood the statements. So what is statements? What is statements? Tell me what is statements. An instruction. Ravi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing. Yes. Instructions which can do the.
So an instruction can be executable in a program, right?
Hmm.
In a program, right? Okay.
Okay.
So what exactly the program then? Program means you already know that it's a collection of instructions. Collection of instructions,
Instructions.
and that all it
Okay.
can do one specific task, right?
Okay.
It can performing any one of the specific tasks by the CPU that we are calling it's a program. And a statement means, so it's a it's a type of instruction only. And so basically we have two type of instructions. We have it like statements and comments. So we are not talking about comments at this moment. We are talking about statements. Statements mean an instruction, it can be executable in a program, right? See,
Yes.
whatever the statement we written in a program, or whatever the instruction you written in a program, that it can be tried to be executed by the CPU actually. So how the program can be executed? So what is the execution flow? What is execution flow? The execution flow is, for example, you written a program, 100 lines, then which you start executing from the first line, then second line, then third line, then fourth line, fifth line, and so on. What are the lines you written in a program? That each and every line it can be tried to be executed, right? So usually the standard flow of execution of the program is, it could be statement by statement. So if one statement execution is completed, then it will be go for the second statement. Then it will be go for the third statement. This is exactly the standard flow of execution. But with help of the control statements, we can change that flow. So what is the use of the control statements? So control statements in the sense the flow of execution of the program we can change. The flow of the flow the execution flow, the execution flow we can change. So that exactly control statements can do. So usually there are three type of control statements we have it. The first one is the conditional statements. Okay. Second one is the looping statements. Okay. And third one is control keywords. So we would like to go for discussing about control keywords or control keyword. You can say that it's a control keywords. Yes. So first we'll talk about conditional statements. Then we'll talk about looping statements. Then we will talk about control keywords. So the first thing is that we'll talk about conditional statements. What it is?
Conditional statements.
Conditional statements. So what exactly the conditional statements, Varun? Tell me. See,
Like there are like um if statements,
yeah,
like else statements, if
yes.
else,
You
and
already know
then
that
yes,
you already know that statements means it was tried, it was executable, right? You already know that statements means executable part in a program. Yes or no?
yes,
Okay. Statements means executable part in a program, but with help of the condition statements, we can the statements can be executed based on the conditions. Statements can be executed. How it will be executed?
based on the conditions, if they
Based on
are true, it
conditions.
will be
Okay, yes.
executed. Yes,
Whether the condition is satisfied, then I want to performing one task. If the condition is not satisfied, then I have to go for performing another task. Okay, so that kind of scenarios, then the conditional statements will help you actually. Clear? So there are different type of condition statements are there. From that one, simple if. Second one is if and else. Third one is what? Elif later. And the fourth one is nested if. These are the four type of nested blocks, nested if blocks. Okay, so these are the four type of conditional statements we have it. Clear? So first, let me go for understanding the simple if. Simple if means we have one task. Just imagine we have one task. Okay, this task can be executed if and only if the condition is true. Otherwise I don't want to be execute that particular task. You have only some specific task is there, right? The task it can be executed if the condition is true. If the condition is not true, then I have to skip that particular portion. Okay, for example, the program which is starts from the first statement. If the first statement execution is done, then it will be go for the second one, then third one, then fourth one. This is the way the program it can be try to be executed from the statement by statement. By the time we have a if keyword and open parenthesis, closed parenthesis, inside of that one, we should write one particular condition. If and only if and only if this condition is true, whatever the task you want to write it, okay, so whatever the task you want to perform, that particular task, it might have some kind of logic. That logic you should write within that particular block only. So how should I identify the block? So the block always which is this colon symbol. and the statements what we returning within that particular block, you should give you same amount of space. All statements it was in the same space, right? So that kind of, these are all statements belongs to one block, the block we are writing inside of one particular if block, and this is the block it can be executed if and only if this is the condition is true. If in case this condition is not true, it was false, then the statements what we written inside of the block it won't executed, and it will go for the directly after the 15th step 14th statement onwards. Okay, so what statements we have it outside of the block, it will executed if the condition is true or if condition is false. Okay, so this is the way the program algorithm it will be something like this. Any question regarding about the syntax? Anyone? Ravi?
What? Syntax?
This is the syntax of, this is the way only we can write the a program if you are using the if
Right.
block. Okay, this is the syntax. If you're not following this kind of syntax, you will be getting an error. Okay, see, this is the
Okay.
first statement in a program, it will execute it, then it will be go for second one, it will execute it, then it will be go for third one, it will also execute it, for example fourth one it will also execute it. But this is the condition, right? And the condition it was with the if, right?
Yes.
So this is the if keyword, it's strictly checking the condition. If in case the condition is false, if the condition is false, what are the statements we have it, what are the statements we have it inside of the block, it won't execute it, and it will start executing from the 14th statement onwards. Okay, for
Okay.
example if the condition is true, so as of now till fourth statement it was fine, the if block it was checking the condition. If in case the condition is true,
True.
if the condition is true, the statements what we have inside of the block it will execute it statement by statement. Okay, and the meanwhile after execution of the statements of the block, then even though the statements outside of the block also can be executed, that means the statements what we have outside of the block it will execute it without depending on the condition. Only the statements inside of the block only are depending on the condition. Okay,
Correct.
yep. So this is the syntax, guys. So when you're writing the program or a blog in a Python programming language, so make sure that you have to go for use the this syntax only, this type of syntax only. So for understanding purpose, we'll do a small program, very small program, nothing big program. Write a program, find the okay, or else write a program. Mm, okay, write a program. Are you qualified? Qualified for IIT. Okay, this is the question. So if a guy is doing that, no, for writing IIT exam, first he can do the prelims, right? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Prelims exam. So first thing is that I want to take the score of the prelims. So actually the prelim score it was in a float format, because of even points also it could be considered. Okay. So for example, so you entered, right? You entered, that's fine. Okay. So if in case, if and only if you qualified, what is the qualification marks? For example 400, just imagine, I'm also not aware of it, let imagine it was 400, right? So if
Mm.
the prelim score is of 400, that means you are qualified for the writing exam for the mains. Okay, so again we can write the one more block. So but if you qualified for the prelims, then we are writing for the mains exam, right? Okay, so for example, you
Yes.
written the mains exam. So if you written the mains exam, then here also you should require the mains score, right? Okay,
Mm.
so you are written the mains exam, then you have some score, and if in case if your main score also qualified, for example, it was 600. Okay, then you would like to say that I qualified. Okay, qualified for IIT. Otherwise, it won't do anything. See, simply we are outside of the block, and we are printing task done. Just it's a one statement whether it is outside of the block or not. For just for understanding purpose, I'm writing this last statement. Okay, so here how the flow of execution of the program will do that, I will try to explain it. See, first this is the statement is executed. So if this statement is executed, maybe I can enter the, for example, 40. You got only 40. So 40 is greater than 40. 40 is greater
No,
than 40.
no,
No. So if the condition is false, the statements what we have inside of the block, it won't execute.
it won't execute.
So directly the fifth statement, 25th statement can be executed. For understanding purpose, I'm just executing this one, and this time I'm giving the input is 40. Then it was printing like task done. Actually, I want to print whether I'm qualifying or not, right? But I'm explaining about if, so that I cannot use the else block at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
So here you're not qualified for the prelims, so that directly the task was done. Okay, so same program you are executing. Okay, with the qualification of the prelims, and I've entered I have the 500 score. Okay, 500 is the more than the 400, right? So that means I
Yes,
qualified for the prelims. So I would like to go for write the mains exam. So that enter the mains exam. For example, if I enter the mains exam, it was a 300. So if the mains exam is 300, that means this is the condition will go for executing, right? This is the condition also fail because of 300 is not more than the 600.
mm.
So this condition is fail. If this condition is fail, the statements what we have inside of the block, it won't executes. So this is the statement is not executable. So if all the statements are done, then outside of the block it will be go for executing, right? So that task was done. Okay, that means you're not qualified. That means so you are enter the you written the mains exam, sorry, prelims exam with good score, and we got the good score in a 605 in a mains exam. So both exams you were qualified, so that you qualified for the IIT, right or not?
Yes,
This is the blocks, we can say that it's the if block or else nested blocks. So the if block is containing the one more if block, right? Nested if blocks. This is the example, it will help you for both if blocks as well as nested if blocks. So this is the if block. The if block is containing the one more if block, so that we are calling it say nested if blocks.
sorry.
Okay, see, this is the one block which we have the same space, right? This is the one no
Mm.
same statement, but this is the statement which belongs to the inside of the block. So that's the reason we are giving
Okay.
some extra space for that.
We can give as much as the space, but it should be same, correct?
Yes, that's correct. All the statements it would be in the same space.
Okay.
So clear, right? Any questions regarding about this one?
No, clear from my side.
Yeah. So meanwhile, we have the if and else. If and else in the sense, else maybe contains the else. It's not optional. For example, here I am not qualified for the prelims. So if my first block is false, let me take it, Control X. And for example, if the prelims is qualified, then I can go for writing the mains exam, right? Okay. If
Yes,
prelims is not qualified, then what is mean that? That means you're not qualified for the prelims.
fine.
You failed in prelims. Okay. And for example, So
Yeah,
this is
yes.
fine. FR means it's a prelims. Okay. For example, you qualified for the prelims. So if you qualified for the prelims, then you would like to go for write the exam for the mains, right?
Mm.
Enter main score. For example, if main score, oh, sorry. If the main score is qualified score, if the main score is it's greater than 600, okay, that means you qualified for the IIT, right? For example, your main score is not much satisfied, okay, so that I can display the text here. So you failed in where you failed, mains or prelims?
Prelims.
Prelims, it's mains score. This is else block which belongs
Okay,
to
okay.
the
Yeah,
mains.
it is inside. Okay.
Okay,
Mains.
mains. So better luck next time, right? For example, you qualified for the mains also. Then this way you can write it. So you can simply say that qualified the I got IIT seat. Okay. So this example you can execute. This time I just entered the 400. So 400 is not more than the 400, right? So you are not qualified in the prelims. So that you failed in the prelims, not in the mains. Because of you failed in the prelims, you are not eligible to write the mains exam. Okay. So you qualified for the mains. So you qualified for the prelims so that you can able to write the main. Oh, sorry. So 405. Okay, you qualified for the prelims exam so that you can able to write the mains exam. Okay, so in a mains exam, I just given only 600 only again. So 600 is not greater than 600, right? So this is the condition is also failed. If this is condition is failed, then else block is executed. The corresponding else block, it won't go for executing the outside of the else block. So if is tried else, then these two are the same blocks or same statements. Got you? So this if which is exactly below the else, so this else block and this if block with both are same, both are both are having some relation. Got you?
Yes.
So I written the both exams, 405 and I got the 605. Oh, I got the IIT seat. So if this is the block is executed, this else is never executed. If executed, then never go for executing the else.
Mhm.
Okay. So here if and else is there. So if the condition is true, if the condition is true, if block executes. Statements can be executed. Okay,
Mm.
and stops the what it can stops
Stop the
else blocks.
else block.
Okay, so else block when executed, if the condition is
When it
both
is
are depending on
false.
the same condition. If the condition false, if block stops the execution and else can executes. Got you my point?
Yeah.
So this is the if and else. So if and else both are depending on the same condition. If and else both are depending on the same condition. If condition is true, if statements can execute, but else skipped. If in case if condition is true, sorry, if condition is false, then if can be skipped, then else can be executed. That is the logic behind the this if and else. So here I want to give you some task. Actually the task is that and go on to create the hacker rack accounts, hacker ranks. Just hacker rank, just click on the hacker rank.
Mhm.
Okay, and sign up as a developer. అయిపోయింది అనేది. ఓకే. సౌండ్. Okay. So here hacker rank, product, solutions, resource, and pricing, right? So here
Yeah.
we have a sign up option. So here I am here to hire the tech talent, or else I am here to practice and prepare, right? So you can click on this one. Okay.
Mhm.
So here we have a two options, like preparation, interview preparation kit, or else free account. And here we have a create account. If you click on a create account, then it will be go for creating the you can sign up with your already Gmail account, or else we can go ahead with give you some new mail ID and password, and you just remember it, and might you will be getting the verification code, and you can verify that mail, and you can access this hacker rank. Okay.
Mhm.
So once if you are able to access the hacker rank, once if you're able to access the hacker rank, just no, you will be getting this kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay. So prepare and certify and compete. Okay. So here, prepare. You just click on the prepare. So here we have an interview preparation kit, or else add your first skill and problem solving Python basics. So you're preparing for the Python, right? So just click on the
Yeah.
Python. So when you click on the Python, verify your Python skill and accelerate your job search, and prove your skills and get notified by the companies, and so update your profile and take this test and apply the jobs, and get highly companies actually. So mm, that is for certify, but I'm not for certification. I want to prepare, right? So here prepare by topics. So here what are the topics we have it? Python. So you just click on the Python. So when you click on the Python, so here we have a solve challenge is there. Just click on the solve challenge, and you can try to be. So you have to log in actually. So if you're not login, we can't do that. Clear? So
Okay.
you just read this one, and based upon this program, and we can write the program, and here we have run code is there or submit the code. You can first run the code, and if all the test cases are done, see, you just read it. Here, the sample line of the code can be executed in the Python. Print hello world. You can just easily store the string in a variable and then print to the standard output. So first, what I should do that I have to store the some string into the one variable. Then I want to print it, and above the code will be printing the hello world on your screen. Try it yourself in the editor below, and input format. Do not need to read any input in the challenge, and output from the no, just you need to output hello world only. Okay. So you don't need to use any input function. Directly we can assigning the string. We can directly assigning the string one variable, and I want to be print that one. I don't need to take any input function. That is the condition over here. Do not need to. You don't need to write any input function. Okay. So you just need this challenge, and you can write the code in the editor below, editor window, and you can run the code. No, it will ask you for sign up. Okay, you will be getting the sample test case something like this. If you have the
Okay.
5 to 6 sample cases, then all the test cases are passed. That means your program is 100% correct. Once your program is correct, then we can submit it. Once if your submission is done, then what happens here? So it will be go for the next challenge. This is the way you can start preparing the Python. You can start writing the
Mhm.
challenges. Okay, so print function. So solve the challenge. Okay, this include the code, read the some value, and without using any string method, and do print the following. So for example, so example is n equal to 5, print the string is 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, if I'm giving the input is 3, then I want to print the 1 2 3. Got you my point? So that means what is exactly you want to do that? You would like to go for take this some input value. So the input value I'm taking like some value. So it was n value. So that I need to be converting into an integer. Okay. So without using any string function, I want to do that. So situation, we can have the one string. So I can actually I know that program so that I can write it. So I have a one string, and now what I can do, I can have the for loop for I in range. I can explain you guys. It is a looping concept. So just I'm showing you how the hacker rank can you have to write it. So I have to start with the one, and till n plus one I want to access. So this time I can update the my string with my previous value of the string plus str of I. Okay. After that, after I perform all operations, I would like to go print the yes only. So you can run the code and you will get an output. So here we have a loops, small coding programs you have it. So you can try to be executed. When you try to executing this all statement, you will get some idea of the Python programming language. Okay. Yep. See, your test case is passed, right? Then we can submit the code and you will be getting the all the test cases are passed. If all test cases are passed, then it will be go for the next challenge. This way you can use the hacker rank. Daily you can prepare the at least daily we can do the 2 or 3 or 5 programs from the hacker rank. Okay.
Okay.
Yep, that's for your task actually. Hopefully you understood my point, and that way you have to prepare the Python challenges. So when you prepare the Python challenges, something like this, even you are the data scientist, okay, even you are the data scientist, okay, and even you have the 20 years of experience. If you're looking for data science job or data analyst job, okay, they will conduct the 100% written test in the interview. Got you my point?
Okay.
So even you have the 10 years or 15 years of experience in IT, if you're looking for job as a data scientist with some experience, okay, first they will screen your technical things, then it will be go for they will ask you some kind of a written test. The written test which comes to the coding and SQL and little bit of Hadoop technologies.
Okay.
Okay, mostly Python and SQL only. The coding it could be mostly Python and SQL. So the coding it could be something like hacker rank only. When you are habituated with hacker rank or a hacker at the lead code, then you can easily solve the that kind of written test. Even all the rounds are done. In the final round, it may be written test. If you're not qualified in the written test, then nothing will be. Again, your time is wasted for that entire interview process. Okay. So guys, that's for today's session. We'll catch you tomorrow for understanding I mean, on Monday we'll meet you and we'll continue the looping conditional statements, and then we can go for the looping statements. But before that one, you can create the hacker ranks and try to solve your as much of whatever you can try it. Whatever you don't know, just skip it and go for the next one. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a nice weekend.
Yes, Ravi, we'll talk
Yeah,
next
please.
time. Okay, so the regarding about other things, right?
What happened?
No. I want to stop the recording.